Hi, everybody. Hi. Kay Lewis here, and I've got my friend. His name is Mr. Little because he's skinny, and he usually stands at my front door, and he either welcomes people when they come in, or he scares them to death. I bring him out in the fall, and we leave him there for Halloween, and we leave him there for Thanksgiving, which is coming up this week, or tomorrow, actually. And then he's there for Christmas. So he's my friend. He's been here a long time. And sometimes our hair kind of looks the same. So I have a ponytail today and a hat, and he's got straggly straw hair. So, but he's my friend. And I'm going to start giving you decorating tips from time to time. So I thought I'd show you one of my decorating tips. I collect all kinds of decor for each season. I got too much of it. In fact, I'm going to give some of it to the women's shelter. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We only have a daughter and son-in-law, and so we're going out for lunch. I usually like to cook. I like to cook my mom's southern cornbread dressing. But we'll go out because it's just the four of us, so there's no point in doing a, big meal. And at Christmas, well, it'll just be the two of us. Not me and him, but he'll be at the house. And Paul and I, my husband, will probably go to San Antonio. And we've done that before. That's quite nice. And so we'll do that. Got a scripture for you today. It's Genesis, and it's in the 12th chapter, and it's verses, let's start with 12, verses 4 and following. So Abram left as the Lord had said, and Lot with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out for Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all the possessions that they had, and all the people they had acquired, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Well, what I wanted to tell you is that Abram has a dream, and God comes to him and says, all of your offspring are going to be enslaved in a foreign land, and after 400 years I'll bring them back. Now we find that in chapter 15 in verse 12. And Abraham, the sun was setting, he was laying down, went to sleep. Then the Lord said to him, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated for 400 years. Abraham didn't even have any. He had no dependents, no sons, no daughters. And here the Lord is saying, guess what? All your descendants are going to be enslaved for 400 years, then I'll bring them back here. How would you like to know the future that God has planned for your descendants? I don't know if I'd like that or not, especially my immediate descendants. Now, those 400 years from now, I wouldn't have a clue as to what they'd be like anyway. But children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren might know something about them. And I'm not sure I'd want to know what their future held, especially if they were going to be enslaved for hundreds of years. But that's what God told Abram, even before he had a son. And Abram believed God. He counted it as faithfulness, God did, toward Abraham for that righteousness of faith, hope, belief. God knows all things. He knows what our ancestors will be doing 400 years from now. He knows that this little guy will probably be in the recycle dump Shh, I won't tell. Y'all don't tell him either. He might get upset. It's part of my decorating committee. How are you doing now these days with trouble? You know, I've told you on a previous video that our daughter now lives in heaven. And I've gained 15 pounds through that stress. I don't like that. I want to be skinny like this guy. Skinnier, maybe not that skinny. But it's difficult to lose once you've gained it. And with the holidays coming, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a challenge, isn't it? A friend of mine, her daughter went to heaven and she lost 30 pounds. She said, well, stress will do that to you. Pardon me? Doesn't do that to all of us. Sometimes it causes us to gain weight. And I've been walking more and I have been eating less, and my stress level, I guess, just says, you need some comfort food, so let's put weight on you. Go figure that one. Gotta have a little talk with the Lord about that. I hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving, and I'm going to start giving little decorating tips from now on in each of my little videos that I broadcast to you, and a scripture, because that's what I do. I teach the word. But I'm also an interior designer, so I thought maybe you'd like to have some decorating tips. Maybe you'd like to know where to put somebody like this. He goes into a big container in the attic most of the time, but right now he's at my front door. It could be anywhere. I've had him next to my piano, but I always have him with other items that are going to denote what he's about and why he's there. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.